Look, I'm about to say something that's either going to sound completely insane or absolutely brilliant, depending on whether you've been paying attention. Caitlin Clark, yes, that Caitlin Clark, the woman who single-handedly made people care about women's basketball, should quit the WNBA and become a professional golfer. And no, I haven't been drinking because it's only 8 a.m., which means it's going to happen here in about 15 minutes. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Here's the deal. This week, Caitlin Clark showed at the Annika Pro-Am golf tournament, and guess what? She drew crowds that rivaled a Taylor Swift concert. We're talking a 12 times increase in ticket sales. 12 times. Do you understand what that means? How incredible that is? That means that people would rather watch Caitlin Clark potentially shank a golf ball into the woods than watch whatever else is happening that day. The LPGA commissioner was there basically doing cartwheels because suddenly everyone cares about women's golf. Now, I'll be honest with you, and the golf purists are going to come for me, but Caitlin didn't exactly light the course on fire. Her team tied for 36th place. She's got a 16 handicap, which for non-golfers means she's decent for someone who plays once a week, but she's not exactly challenging Nelly Korda for world number one. She was losing shots to the right, like she was allergic to the fairways, and she even accidentally hit a spectator with a ball, though in true Caitlin Clark fashion, she signed it so that the person got the world's most expensive bruise. Here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. The golf world loves her, like genuinely embraces her. Meanwhile, back at the WNBA, it feels like she's constantly having to prove herself despite being, the only reason anybody's watching the WNBA in the first place. Let's talk numbers because numbers don't lie, unlike the one person that I know that says, "Oh, Peter, you're going to do great in life." Caitlin's WNBA salary, about $78,000 this year. That's it. Now, don't get me wrong, that's more than most people make, but this is Caitlin freaking Clark we're talking about. The woman who broke the NCAA scoring record, who's got more range than AT&T, who made Iowa basketball appointment television. Now, compare that to the LPGA, where the tour is handing out a record $131 million in prize money this year. The U.S. Women's Open winner takes home $2.4 million. The CME Group Tour Championship winner gets $4 million. That's more than Caitlin will make in her entire 4-year WNBA contract by a factor of, let me do the math here, a lot. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Pete, she makes millions in endorsements. And you're absolutely right. Nike gave her $28 million over 8 years. Gatorade's paying her, State Farm's paying her, Wilson made her the first woman to have a signature basketball collection. She's got more commercials than I have regrets from my 20s. And trust me, that's pretty freaking impressive. I've seen her hawking everything from insurance to sports drinks to basketballs. She's basically the female version of Peyton Manning at this point. And actually, has anyone ever seen both of them in a room at the same time? Listen, she's crushing it off the court. No question about it. But here is my question. Where's all that money really coming from? It's not the WNBA. It's her marketability, her star power, her ability to draw eyeballs. And you know what else draws eyeballs? Golf. Specifically, rich people playing golf. Corporate sponsors playing golf. The kind of people who write checks with more zeros than a mathematician's nightmare. Let me paint you a picture. Caitlin Clark joins the LPGA Tour. She's not great at first, let's be real. She'd probably miss more cuts than a barber on strike, but she's Caitlin Clark. Every tournament she enters, attendance doubles. Sponsors are falling over themselves. She's playing in pro-ams with CEOs and hedge fund managers and tech billionaires. One country club membership alone could be worth more than her entire WNBA salary. She's networking with people who own companies, not people who play for them. And here's the beautiful part about golf. Your body doesn't betray you at 32. The WNBA, it's brutal. Lower extremity injuries are everywhere. Ankle sprains, ACL tears, Achilles ruptures. Basketball is basically a sport where you repeatedly jump, land, pivot, and pray your knees don't explode. The average WNBA career is about 11 years, and that's if you're lucky and don't tear something important. Golf? Now, you can play professionally into your 40s, even your 50s if you're good enough. Less wear and tear, longer career, more time to accumulate wealth. Annika Sorenstam retired in 2008, and she's still the highest earning LPGA golfer of all time with over $22 million in career earnings. And that's just prize money. That doesn't include endorsements and appearance fees and all the other revenue streams that come with being a golf legend. Now let's talk about something that's been bothering me. The WNBA doesn't seem to treat Caitlin Clark like the superstar she is. I'm not saying they're actively trying to sabotage her. That would be stupid even by professional sports standards. But from where I'm sitting, it feels like Angel Reese gets more promotional push than Caitlin does. Angel's got the McDonald's deal. She's everywhere. Meanwhile, Caitlin's out there breaking viewership records and carrying the entire league on her back like Atlas holding up the world, except Atlas probably got better healthcare benefits. The WNBA had a golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark. They got a once-in-a-generation talent who brings casual fans into the fold, who makes people who've never watched women's basketball tune in just to see what the hype is about. And what do? I don't know. Not enough. I don't know that they've done anything different as far as I can tell. The league's ratings are up, attendance is up, but it still feels like they're not maximizing what they have. Compare that to the golf world, where they're literally rolling out the red carpet. The LPGA is begging for stars who can move the needle. They've got great players, don't get me wrong, but they need that crossover appeal, that mainstream recognition. Caitlin Clark playing golf gets more media coverage than most LPGA tournaments. Think about that. She shows up for a pro-am, not even a real tournament, and it's national news. Golf Channel is losing their minds. Sports Illustrated is writing articles. It's the kind of publicity the LPGA dreams about. Here's what I'm envisioning. Caitlin takes the next year or two to seriously work on her golf game. She's already got that competitive fire, that work ethic. She spent her entire life becoming one of the best basketball players in the world through sheer determination. You think she can't do the same with golf? She's picking up things clean. She's got natural athleticism, and according to people who've played with her, she's fearless on the course. She doesn't have to be the best golfer in the world. She just has to be good enough to compete and popular enough to move the needle. And brother, she's already got that second part locked down. Corporations would line up to sponsor her. Every tournament would want her in their pro-am. She could do speaking engagements at corporate events, rake in appearance fees, build relationships with the kind of people who can really change your financial situation. And let's be real about the lifestyle. Basketball means constant travel, back-to-backs, playoffs, the grind of an endless season. Golf? You play 4 rounds over 4 days, Thursday off to practice. You can actually pick and choose your tournaments. It's a more relaxed pace, less wear on your body, more time to actually enjoy being wealthy and successful. Plus, this is the kicker, golf is a sport you can play for the rest of your life. Michael Jordan plays golf now. So does Charles Barkley, though his swing looks like he's fighting off a swarm of bees. The point is, even after your competitive career ends, you're still in the game. You can transition into broadcasting or course design or coaching or whatever you want. Basketball players retire, and then what? They become analysts or coaches. Golfers retire, and they're still playing, still in the scene, still making money. Now, I can already hear the pushback. But Pete, she's a basketball player. That's her identity. That's what she's worked on her whole life. You're right. But you know what else she is? Smart. Caitlin Clark is clearly an intelligent person who understands business and opportunity. And right now, the opportunity in golf might be bigger than anything the WNBA can offer her. Think about it from a pure business perspective. In the WNBA, she's making $78,000 a year from her salary plus endorsements. In the LPGA, even if she's not winning tournaments right away, she's making prize money from decent finishes, plus appearance fees, plus endorsements that would probably be bigger because golf is more aligned with corporate America. She'd be traveling the world to beautiful locations, playing at pristine courses, networking with the global elite. And here's something nobody wants to admit, but we all know it's true. Women's basketball has a visibility problem. The WNBA has been around since 1997. I can't even believe that because I still have never seen a full game. But neither have a lot of other people because it's still fighting for respect. It's fighting for TV time, fighting for recognition. Meanwhile, in women's golf, it's established its respect. It's got history and tradition and a fan base that actually shows up and pays attention. And let me ask you this. If you're Caitlin Clark and you're looking at your career trajectory, what makes more sense? Spending the next decade getting beat up on the hardwood for $78,000 a year, knowing that one bad injury could end everything for you, or pivot to a sport where you can play longer, earn more, network better, and actually have a quality of life that doesn't involve ice baths and knee braces. Here's the other thing that nobody's talking about. Caitlin's already proven everything she needs to prove in basketball. She's the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. She was Rookie of the Year. She's already a legend. There's nothing left for her to accomplish that's going to change her legacy. But in golf, she'd be a pioneer. She'd be the first major basketball star to successfully transition to professional golf. That's a story. That's something people would follow. That's appointment television. And speaking of television, let's talk about coverage. I've seen more coverage of Caitlin Clark's golf swing this week than I've seen of her basketball career all season. That's not an exaggeration. ESPN is showing her teeing off. Golf Channel is doing walk and talks with her during the pro-ams. Sports media is obsessed with the idea of her playing golf. The WNBA gets what? A few nationally televised games, which I have never seen. Meanwhile, if Caitlin were on the LPGA Tour, every tournament she entered would be a major media event. I'm not saying that the WNBA is bad or that women's basketball doesn't matter. Although if I were, I wouldn't be the first person. But it does matter in some ways. But what I am saying is that Caitlin Clark may have a better opportunity by switching sports. It's not about basketball versus golf. It's about maximizing your own potential and your own earning power while you can. So here's my prediction, and you heard it here first. Within the next 3 to 5 years, Caitlin Clark will be a full-time professional golfer. She'll keep her endorsement deals, probably add a few more, and she'll make exponentially more money than she ever would have in the WNBA. And you know what? I think she'd actually be happier. Less physical toll, more freedom, more respect. But what do you think, Panda Nation? Am I crazy or am I onto something here? Could Caitlin Clark actually make it as a professional golfer, or should she stay in the WNBA? She'd probably have to work her butt off to go from a 16 handicap to scratch, but with someone who's as youthful as she is and with her raw talent, I think she could do it. I've seen a lot of less talented golfers go from 15 handicaps to scratch. Look, at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark is going to do whatever makes her happy. She's earned that right. But if I were her advisor, which thank God I'm not because I have no idea what I'm talking about, I'd be telling her to seriously consider the golf route. The LPGA is rolling out the red carpet. The money's better. The WNBA had lightning in a bottle and they seem to be taking her for granted. Meanwhile, sometimes the grass really is greener on the other side. And in this case, that green grass might just be the fairway. Peter Von Panda, out.